here is an example reading with the World of Vision. 3 cards. We've got the Eight of Wands, the Tower, Two of Swords. I feel like this is a really simple reading. When I saw this, I laid it down. I'm like, oh, you know, something comes in really fast. Like, it could be anything. So depending on what the reading is about, let's say it's a relationship, and there is some news that comes in about this relationship, and it comes in really quickly with a lot of force. That Eight of Wands brings a lot of energy. It could bring enthusiasm, but it also brings some kind of force with it. But this energy caused a major shift in whatever was happening. That Tower can be a shift or a leveling or a complete change. So when you see that Tower, you have to know that something's just, you know, shifting, done. A lot of times I think of the word shift when I see the Tower. It's like, it's not always about crumbling down and things like that, but it's like just poof, you know, things are just going to shift up. And then following by the Two of Swords. So whatever this news is, it comes in quick, it causes a sudden change, and makes the querent go, wait a minute, now I need to make a decision on what to do. So if this was love, it would be, now, do I want to move forward with this love? Do I step back and not? How do I handle this? What do I do with it? So whatever this shift is going to bring in quite a bit of, I don't know what to do, how to handle it. And I think that this was like pretty standard. And when I look at the pictures, I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of this fire, this, you know, really passionate thing coming in. And then that Tower just really getting, yeah, this isn't just a shift. So if we were to get into a little deeper, you know, I'm looking at that Tower, it's being all consumed. It's almost like if this were a love reading, like the querent is just so consumed that something comes in. No, you know what? Whatever is coming in with that Eight of Wands is consuming them completely and totally, and causing them to go, now what? Now what do I do? Which way do I go? Because they're feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling trapped. Interesting. Now, an interesting take. If you look at that, because I have it up there. If you look at that Tower, he's trapped. It's got that monster wrapped around them, and that makes complete sense to me now. But it leads to the querent having to make some kind of decision, and wow, interesting. So yeah, that's a sample World of Vision reading. 3 card, pretty simple. I don't think it takes a lot of explanation. I mean, looking at this, you know, she does have her swords up, so she is on guard too. I would take that into account if I was doing this reading. Also, as a reminder, you know, as you notice, I kind of shifted a little bit. And I think that's because I didn't take a moment and really look at the cards. I just started talking. I think I sometimes get off too quickly. I need to really focus on it and talk it out. And that's important too. Like when you're doing a reading, remember it's okay to talk it out, like talk it through, because listening to yourself, or if you're, well, even if you're presenting it to a querent live, either via, you know, Zoom or in person, they're going to respond and you're going to get some kind of feedback. But let's say you're recording it like this for somebody, and I do that a lot of times. A lot of my readings are done this way, where I record without them present. And I do allow myself to listen to myself talk through that scenario and say, you know what, oh, you know, and then switch up a little. It's okay, because sometimes we need to process it through, and sometimes, not for everybody, for me, processing means talking it through and listening to what makes sense, because then it pops, you know, that oh, that's it, you know, that kind of feeling. So yeah, that's an example reading of using the Eight of Wands, Tower, and Two of Swords again, these are all random. I'm just trying to give you ideas on combinations of cards, having, you know, the energy come in, and this tower is going to be different than another one. That's different deck, so different recording. So here you go. World of Vision, 3-card example reading, just telling the story, looking into it. Remember to look into what you see in the picture, you know, the fire and the 8 maybe, and the monster in the tower, and her kind of being, not only making a decision, but having both swords up to kind of guard her as well. So there you have it.